Hello everybody. I wanted to put together a little video just showing you a couple things about MyStatLab. So again, I just type in mystatlab.com and it redirects us. Links to it are in each weekly folder. But anyway, once you've got your account set up, we can just sign in. Directions for registering for our Math Lab class are under the course info and docs area. Alright, so if you click on, you'll probably see a display with the assignments available up there, but you can always click on homework and it shows you what assignments you've got. Your display will be a little bit, could be a little bit different than this. So in this particular class that I'm in right now, let me just click on homework 2, for example. It doesn't matter. And it shows you the list of the problems we have to work on. You can do them in order if you want to. You can do them in any order you want, really. Let me just jump to, say, 41 here. Let's see what that is. Alright, so I've got a question here. 60% of adult smokers started smoking before turning 18 years old. So it says for A, compute the mean and standard deviation of the random variable x, the number of smokers who started before 18 in 100 trials of the probability experiment. So for this one, let's suppose that I remember the formula for this, and the formula for the mean of this would be a binomial variable. We're basically counting the number of successes out of a certain number of trials. Here it's a little weird. We're saying starting smoking before 18 is what we're tracking as a success, but whatever. So I remember there's something about n times p to find the mean of this. So the n, the number of trials, is 100. The p, the probability, it gives me 60% is the probability. I just got to remember to put that as a 0.6. So if I had 0.6 times 100, that should give me my expected value, or my mean number. Alright, so once I hit enter, it tells me, alright, good job, I got that right. I'll click on OK, and then it brings me up to now the standard deviation of variable x. That's that notation, that sigma for the standard deviation, and the subscript tells you the variable. Alright, now let's suppose that I think I remember a formula for this, but maybe I remember it wrong. Okay, so maybe I remember whatever, punch some numbers in and I get an answer of 12, and I check that and tells me, sorry, that's not correct. For like true-false questions or certain multiple choice ones, they only give you specific, like really small hints. But for a lot of problems, they give you a pretty good hint. So it says here, recall that a binomial experiment with n independent trials and probability of success p has a standard deviation given by the following formula. Alright, so they give me that hint. So let's suppose now I'm trying to use the formula, alright, and I do my square root in my calculator of n, which is 100, times p, which is 0.6. Now that 1 minus p, I would have to use the parentheses like they're doing in that hint there, parentheses 1 minus 0.6, or just remember, do it in my head or whatever, that's going to be 0.4. But let's just suppose that I make a calculator mistake and I get it a little bit wrong. So I'm doing it on my calculator. Let's see, a little mistake I could make. Let's say I come up with, so I'm going to go back and try this again. I come up with 3.6. Says round to the nearest tenth is needed. A lot of times they'll tell you how they want their answers. So let's see, I check my answer here, and it's saying, look, there's the formula. They're not going to give me more of a hint than that. But I've got one more shot at this. Alright, let's say I'm having a really bad day and I hit a wrong button in the calculator again. Like, let's just suppose I get careless and type in 200 instead of 100 for the sample size. That should give me 6.9 for my wrong answer there. And when I try it again, it just says, hey, that's not correct. Here's the correct answer, 4.9. You had 6.9. Alright, what's going to happen is it marks it as wrong. Alright, but I can continue on to part B of the problem. Alright, part B is interpret the mean. Right, it's expected that in a random sample of 100 smokers, 60 will have started before turning the age of 18. It's expected that in a random sample of 100 smokers, 60 will have started after turning 18. That's just, one word difference, making sure you read the question carefully. And then C, it's expected that 50% of samples of 100 adult smokers, 60 will have started. Oh no, that's off. So A sounds about right. Check on that one. Now notice that one said final check. Final check means it's your last shot at it. Alright, now I can continue on to part C. Now let's say with this one, part C, let's suppose I'm just lost. Right? It would be better if we had done our notes and done a little bit of studying before we jumped into the homework, but some people like to get rolling on the homework before they're really comfortable with material. So let's say this one I'm just kind of really stuck. Each question has these question helps up here, and the different helps that you have available will be dependent on the type of problem you have. Like, not all of them have this view and example. Some of them have different options based on what type of work's going to need to be done. So if you want to go to the textbook where they talk about this stuff, you can click that. If you want to see a video, like this is depending again on the problem, the videos are a little bit different, but if you want to see a video talking about stuff related to this, you can click on it. If you want to get some hints on how to solve that, you can click on help me solve this, or if you want to see something done, you can click on view an example. So view an example kind of walks you through a similar problem using different values, so you can see kind of the approach they take and the formulas that they use. You can also use the question help, ask my instructor. If you ask the instructor, that'll send me an email. Please be specific about it. Like if you click ask my instructor, enter a question or comment to send. If you just say, hey, look, I'm stuck on, problem 6.2.43, that doesn't do me a whole lot of good because there's 3 different parts on it. There's a lot of different things going on. It would be better to say, hey, look, in 6.2.43, I'm very clear on A. B, I'm using the formula, but I'm punching it in wrong on the calculator, and it's C that I don't understand. That helps me give you a better response. Now, let's just suppose we say, hey, let's just guess and call it E. Oh, no, that's not correct. Let's try D. Nope, so it's telling me I got that wrong. Let me try A. Hey, I got lucky and did it on A. Sometimes when you have multiple choice ones, they do give you multiple cracks at it. But now going back to this one that I just did, they're going to grade it for partial credit. I got the mean right. I got these 2 correct. It's just that one thing that I got wrong. So I did pretty good on that problem anyway, but let's suppose I'm a perfectionist and wanted to get it absolutely correct. Even at the end of all of that, after all of those hints and helps, you can click on this one, do a similar question. And when you click on do a similar question, the context will be similar. This one looks very similar. Sometimes they're a little bit different than this. And you get another shot going through it. So if you get something wrong, however many chances they give you to get it right, however many hints there are, if you still got it wrong at the end, you can click on that little do similar problem one. Now if I get all of these correct, I'll just get a 100% for that particular problem. It'll just replace my old grade with this slightly better grade. So if you have extra time to redo the things you got wrong, that's awesome. You can do it. I think I set it so that you can do it 3 times. So anyway, that's just a little update with. Now see, I was going to leave site and it says changes you may not have been saved. Maybe I'll cancel on that. Says note, if you save your score for this attempt, you may return and finish it at a later time. So I'll save the attempt. And at this point, I'm good to go. And see, when I'm Xing out, I've got this little red X next to that problem. That little red X means I didn't get it completely correct. If I had got everything completely correct, I'd X out and I'd see a check mark. Oh, by the way, if I had picked that other option, see, at this point I can come back in on this one and just redo it. If I had clicked the other option, what it would have done is given me my partial grade on that one. I still could have come back and reworked it. So anyway, we'll just leave. That's kind of how it works. And if I go back and look at the homework for the particular class we're taking right now, we got just these 3 homework assignments. They're all open now. I'd suggest you do kind of do them in order because they're, 1 through 3, 4 through 7, and 8 through 9 in terms of the chapters. Chapter 10, it's because of how crazy time restricted we are, I didn't put that in any of these. Chapter 10 problems, I gave you a set of 7 of them, I think, with solutions in the week 3 folder. It's actually under the chapter 10 content. That's the only practice you really need to do on chapter 10. Hope this helps, and I hope you're having a good day. Bye.